We are finally seeing the moment leading up to the building collapse in downtown Davenport. Take a look at this. Security video footage initially shows that you could see a piece of the building fall. Then 2 minutes later, another piece drops. Then a large section of the building crumbles just 2 minutes and 43 seconds after the first piece fell. The video stops before the entire collapse happens.
Oh my God.
Sad Shins, we having Sad Shins, we locked in, you better tap in. Welcome back to a somber episode of Sessions QC. We are here at the building collapse of Davenport, Iowa, with the slumlord world was neglecting his properties. But the city has stood up, man. It's guys that's still missing, and the city stood up because the city wanted to tear the building down, and guys would not allow them to tear the building down. And so here we are now, man. They found a couple of the bodies. I know BC Brandon Colvin was found, and I think they said the other guy was found. There's still one guy missing, I believe. But we're here, man, because of the fact that someone neglected their responsibilities, whether it's on the city, for sure, passing the inspections, as well as the slumlord who allowed people to live in a building that was falling apart from the inside out. And and now they're still searching in the rubble for the last victim. And here we are now waiting on the candlelight visual for Brandon Colvin and all those, man. It's been people that's been displaced. They lost everything. They're not allowed to go back into the building to get their belongings. So, rebuilding materialistically is easier than having to build. We have one person who lost their leg. We've also got people who have lost their lives as well. So, man, this is one of the most tragic things that happened, but it also shows the strength of Quad Cities. It was QC strong throughout this movement, and they represented, man, the Positive Brothers United movement. Michael Collier, Doc G, whom we have interviewed on this show a couple of times, who lived up to his mission statement of being a Positive Brother United, man. And so here we are going on a week. This happened last Sunday, right, when the building started collapsing? And so here we are a week later, and I've just got the strength to come down here for the first time, man. There's been people that's been down here from the beginning, man, and I salute you all. I want you all to continue, man. I wish you all success in life, man. My prayers are with the families and friends of everyone who've lost anything, man, and it's just sad, man, that we have to go through this, and for it took people, because the city wanted to demolish the building the same day, 24 hours after it started collapsing. They didn't even want to go in and look for the dead, man. It's just sad. So here we are now where they're working. You can see them in the background, man. This is a surreal sight because this has made the world news. Our city made the world news. The last time we was really in the world news for anything, it was a flood down here, bro. And here we are from a flood to this, man. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, man. And here we are, man, still going through this. So like I say, it's a candlelight visual tonight, and we're going to be here to continue to rock. And I want to show the Quad Cities that Sessions QC is here with you guys. We may not be able to be here physically as much as we would like to, man, but we are here now. We're going to continue to stand strong and show our support of you. You know what I'm saying? We got a few people down here. We might get lucky, get a couple of interviews. If not, man, I would still continue to communicate, because it's a sad thing, man. When you paying your rent for a place, you know what I'm saying, that the person's supposed to take care of. They got certain things. You could get caught over here with 3.5 of marijuana and end up in jail for a 3.5 of marijuana. And a person got fined $300 and $300 court fines and $95 court costs for something that is truly sad, man. He could have prevented this. And so, most definitely, we have, people down here. I know people would love to speak on BC's behalf. I mean, if we could get anybody that really want to talk, we could come on, ask them a few questions. And, man, I'm just saying, bro, we here to show our support. QC strong, man. Quad Cities over everybody, man. We're here. Sad Shins, we having Sad Shins, we locked in, you better tap in.
Sad Shins, we having Sad Shins, we locked in, you better tap in.
Sessions, we having sessions. We locked in. You better tap in. We have a person ready. We for an interview. What's your name again?
Kelsey Wethington.
We have Kelsey down here who has been affected by it, and me and her was having a conversation talking about the feelings of and what's going on. So, what was your thoughts when you said the city is in pain, but the reaction was what?
So I've watched the collapse of the Hard Rock. I watched the collapse of Surfside, and the reaction to Surfside, their reaction is we aren't going to tear down this building until we find every single body. Same with the Hard Rock. They left that building standing, even with a deceased person inside until they could get to him, and it was safe before they tore that building down. And it says a lot because our city wanting to tear the building down the next day.
Was sad. Was a
And-
sad dilemma, and there's still people missing.
There's still people missing, and those are people's families, brothers, sisters, fathers, just everything. And it just seems like, I can't think of the word I want to put to it, but just an inconsiderate lack of care. I mean, to be able to put those bodies to rest and to give those families the closure that they need, even though they already probably knew the outcome of their loved one, to be able to put them to rest, I mean, that's the closure that they need.
For sure.
And the fact that the city jumped to the conclusion of just tear it down,
It's sad.
I don't have words for it. I don't have words for it.
I get it. It's a sad understanding. I thank you for sharing your words because of the fact that a lot of people do not share and do not get this. You know what I'm saying? Here, like you said, you've watched other collapse and the responses, and that's what we have all been talking about. I think that's what drove the town in the uproars because of the fact of the response of just wanting to tear down and not search and look. So once again, Ms. Kelsey, I understand your pain.
One more thing. I mean, for those other collapses, a lot of cities don't know how to handle it, understandably. So they brought people in from, I remember, Egypt, rescue teams, all those places, to try to make sure that everybody was accounted for their loved ones. And it just
Right.
wasn't brought up. It wasn't.
Done correctly. Right, correct. So, like you're saying, if you're not properly trained or you don't feel safe, the city could have got anybody. They could have got people that does this for a living, who go in there without the care and concern. The same ones who went in the 9/11 when the towers came down. So I agree with you. They could have did a lot more. Thankful that they did go in there and start looking in the rubble. We truly appreciate that.
It's all about the community that made them go back in there.
Say that
And look,
again?
it's all about the community that put the pressure and made them go back in there to find them.
For sure. QC strong, man.
QC strong for sure. Absolutely. QC strong for sure, because without that, this building would have already been torn down.
Most definitely.
So,
Yeah.
praise to everybody out here and everybody that keeps coming out here.
Yeah.
It just shows that, when times are tough, we all come together.
Come together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kelsey, for this interview and sharing your truths with us. I felt the pain in your words. I heard you come back and hold back, and I appreciate it. But I'm with you. The tears